Well, in case you've just joined us, thank you so much for choosing the great vibes and good, glorious music live syndicated show with me, Elayne Simmet, otherwise known as DJ Elayne. And on our wonderful screen this morning, or this afternoon, wherever you're listening from, we've got Drastic, the artist called Drastic. He's all the way in Antigua. And can't we just tell he's in a very, very sunny place? Look at that sunlight coming through. Good morning, Drastic. How you doing?
Morning, what's up, Elayne?
Hey,
What's going on, UK, myself?
I am telling you.
I'm good.
So, first of all, let's get
I had to run out of bed just now.
Well, it is a bit early, and it is Juve morning in Antigua, right?
It's still early out here.
It's Juve morning out there at the moment, is it?
Yeah,
How you?
So because of COVID and all the lockdown things, we don't legally. No, it's not happening, but we do what we do.
Juve morning.
Enjoy themselves, go outside. We just gotta watch out for the popo.
Oh. Well, it's certainly happening on the radio. I know that Jump this morning with Murchie was live and firing with all the calypso.
Yeah.
Which brings me, first of all, let me get the formalities out of the way, all right? You're called Drastic. I mentioned it just now. Why are you called Drastic?
It's my personality when I was a youngin', from what my cousin them called me, and also a DJ name that I had that I stuck with after I decided to do the artist work as a career professionally. They just used to refer to me as a drastic dude because I did drastic things, and
give me an example. Drastic things like what?
We were rough. We were rough kids. We were rough kids, involving gang banging and all that, mischievous things that us teenage boys get into.
Well,
there's that side to me, so that's the street side of me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you having said that, what I noticed is that you do sing a lot about ganja. So I'm wondering if you're a ganja farmer, and if you're not, you should be. But what I did notice is that there's like your music. In fact, look at that. Your music, in fact,
that's me.
I know. Is that from your garden?
That's right.
Wow. Your music does. I mean, you've got I can hear the trap coming in, and I can hear that you do soca as well. So it is like a drastic change from one sound to another with you. So I can see that there's drastic. But what I have noticed is that you don't have any profanities in your music. I've noticed that.
I don't curse in the music. Yeah.
And you're very spiritual.
Yeah. I'm one of those dudes that came up in the church. Music for me actually started in the church because I used to be one of the choir directors as a youth leader. So that would be my foundation, my parents, them are Christians. And most of us grew up Christians in Antigua, to be honest. It's like a, quote unquote Christian society. And as far as ganja, the reason for the ganja tracks was actually I had a project for 420. I'm an advocate for marijuana. We're trying to break those stigmas that exist about the plant. And so in light of that, when it was 420, for those who don't know what 420 is, it's like a international celebration for stoners, which started with some kids that used to go in a park over in Cali and smoke at 420. Like that's how it all started. So, and that's become a world thing. So I put out a project for 420, where I had a virtual concert where I did a mixtape called 15 grams. And 15 grams stems from we're allowed to carry 15 grams of herb on us here in Antigua, and we're allowed to grow 4 plants. And so that's how this whole ganja and the other song that I have, Red, came about, because I dropped them on 420 in light of that.
And when you say 420, do you mean 4:20 in the afternoon or 4:20 in the morning or 4
April 20th is World 420 Day, World Pot Day, World International Smokers Day. That's April 20th.
I didn't know that.
So yeah.
I didn't know that.
You learn something to that.
I certainly did.
Man.
I got taught.
that's where that came from. And like I actually did my research because a lot of people, so a lot of people celebrate it, but don't even know the origin of it.
Mm.
And like I was saying, the origin started in California. They had a group of kids who they used to scud school at 4:20 every day. They used to go to the park and roll up and smoke marijuana at 4:20 every day.
Wow.
And so that tradition continued. So there's a lot of people, stoners like myself, marijuana enthusiasts, who every day at 4:20 roll up and light up and be like, "Hey, 4:20."
Time to Villa
But the
Smith. I'm
but
hearing
the
you.
but the official day is April 20th. So for April 20th, I dropped Ganja, Red, and a virtual concert for my mixtape 15 grams, which has like 15 songs on there, and it's mostly ganja related. So that's where all the ganja songs are coming from.
All right. Well, let's talk ganja right now because you're obviously an expert. All right. So, what's so good about ganja? What's so good about ganja? The ital, the brain food, the sensimilia. What's so good
I
about
didn't
it?
hear I didn't hear the question.
All right,
It cut
so
out.
let's talk ganja then. What's so good about ganja? The ital, the brain food. What's so good about it?
It's the calming effect that it has on you. It's not for everybody, right? Because it doesn't work with everybody. Like, some people might get super hyper, super emotional. Some people might start crying, depending on the type of grades, because there's all types of different, just like there's different species of animals, there's different strains of marijuana. And you got the two dominant types of marijuana, sativa and indica. It's a myth that sativa gives you this uppity feeling, energetic, laughy, whereas indica makes you want to be a couch mat. You're just gonna go to sleep, be lazy, So there's different purposes for it. So if you have problems sleeping, then you're gonna want indica, and you don't necessarily have to smoke it. You can make tea with it. You could take your buds or your leaves. Same way you make bush tea, boil the water, drop the leaves in there, and drink it. You can consume it, make oils out of it and all types of stuff. And it's really just the calming effect, man. It calms your nerves. And some people want to get to a state where they meditate and brain might be rushing, going a million miles off from a long day. And you just need to sit back and just focus. So one puff, one draw, you know?
Well, look, I have to
Yeah.
tell you that I'm getting on the screen that your network bandwidth is a bit low. So you kind of disappeared from the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a tune now and see if we can sort out the technical side because people want to see you. All right. So, well, I'm liking the sound of that a whole lot. That's called Where I'm From. I'm speaking to the author of the tune, Drastic. He's all the way in Antigua. And he's made his way outside into the sunshine. And I've got to tell you that I wish I was there right now because I know what Antigua is like. Oh, wow. Feeling really good, looking really good. So, Drastic, you've worked with a number of artists in your time. Who's been your favorite to work with?
Hmm. That's a difficult question. Uh, Man, every artist I work with is a different process. There, there's no favorite for me. There's no favorite for me, to
All
be
right,
honest.
let's
I
ask you
just
this then. You seem really hyper, very, very jovial, and it looks like when people are around you, anything can happen. They can expect anything. Can you think of any kind of funny moments in your career that's happened while you've been shooting a video, recording a song, at a showcase, something that sticks out in your mind?
I mean, I've nearly fell off a cliff
What?
trying to. I've nearly fell off a cliff trying to do one of those risky shots where they want to get the best of the view. So you gotta, sit near the edge, and the strong breeze is blowing, might blow me over. I fell out a tree on a photo shoot, you know, hanging on. I don't know, and one time when performing, I was performing at this high school, and the kids grabbed me. They grabbed my foot. I got too near to the edge of the stage, and they grabbed my foot and they took my shoes and yeah. They brought it to me back after the show, but they definitely pulled me into the crowd. And, you know, it was fun though. It was fun. It was all love.
Much
It
love,
was
much
all
love.
love.
And as I was going through your photographs, I get the impression that you're a real family man. I saw this really beautiful photograph. I can only
Yeah.
expect that that's your wife when she was pregnant, and it was like a silhouette, and you was kneeling down, kissing the tummy. That was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, I take it that that's wifey, right?
Yeah, that's wifey, aka the Brass Angel. She's also my manager.
Oh,
Yeah, and we got a 5-year-old son full of energy, you know, but definitely family oriented. I grew up in a functional family as well. Mom and dad, they're still together for over 30 years. You
beautiful.
know, so that's who I really look up to as far as you know, relationship and relationship goals, you know.
And
And she
so,
keeps me grounded.
and she keeps you grounded. That's beautiful. And so I love to hear that. And so, you know, you've chosen, you know, the music industry for your, you know, as your profession. And from what I could gather,
I hate
well,
9 to 5s.
you don't
I
like
can't do
nine to
it.
fives. You can't do it. Have you ever
Can't do it.
tried? Have you ever tried?
Yeah, I've been through several jobs, and the longest I've probably lasted is like 3 months, and I got a degree to it. I have a bachelor's degree in marketing, and you know, I don't like the office thing, going into an office, reporting to this other guy. Like that's it's just never been my thing. Um, and dealing with customers and customer service with people, you know, lashing out at you. Yeah, although it's not your fault, it's the company and whatever, whatever. Yeah, I can't deal with that. I'm too hot headed for that. So, you know, if you get me on a sales call and you cap a bag of attitude with me, you're gonna get it right back. I don't care if they're supervising the call, nothing. I'm gonna cuss you right back. You know, so it doesn't work for me. So
So you are pretty
music,
drastic. And so what about music? Because it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job
yeah,
being in this
music.
music industry.
No,
I mean,
music
what
is
it's
not
like, or
easy either.
what is it like for you? So, you know, are you signed to a record label then?
No, I'm an independent artist, and it's hard. It's not easy. I don't have no agents or none of that stuff. Yeah. Over here in Antigua, our music industry is still a baby. We're still fighting to develop it, you know, but there's a lot of politics in the music industry wherever you go. So imagine that it's concentrated more when you're in a small island. We only got like 80,000 people here, probably 40,000 of them are Antiguan. And it's just a lot, it's not easy. We don't have the numbers here, for instance, like the bigger countries would have. So to survive here fully as a musician is tough. I've been doing it, but it's mad tough. It's like non-stop work. You got to do hotel gigs, you got to do the bar gigs, you know, these 3 hour gigs at a time. So whether you do 3, 4, 5 gigs a week in the bar and in the hotel sector, and of course, all of that came on the pause when COVID happened. So we we're in a state now where the island is trying to catch back itself, but there's a lot of restrictions on even if you're doing a fete. So now the feds them are saying, oh, you have to have mandatory, you have to be vaccinated now to do a fed. You have to be vaccinated to get booked on a show.
Wow.
So that's what go on here now. And
And so will you be
so,
vaccinated to do that? What will you do?
man, I did my research. I'm one of those that's really just against it and just how they go about doing it because it feels like we're being forced to take it. So I'm gonna really rate that. But at the end of the day, I did my research, and you know, my best friend, I got two close friends, they're doctors. They've taken it. My pops took it, and you know, I've just really been doing my own research. So from that standpoint, I said, okay, I'm gonna take this shit, and because it's just, you know, they really gonna make your life difficult if you don't. So, you know, I got my first dose.
Oh,
I'm
you've
waiting
got
to
it.
take my second dose. You check. I've been good. I don't feel no side effects. I took my first dose and it was breezy. I went to play basketball and swim all day. So, you know,
I think with you, by the time you take the second dose, you're going to be even higher still, and you're high enough, innit?
yeah, yo. I like I tell people like, and I get it. I get why there's a stigma about it. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. There's a lot of uncertainty, and the governments them have done a piss poor job at educating people about the vaccine. Them, they've taken this approach where, yeah, vaccine or else, and of course we black people were gonna be like, yo, what happened to them? You know
Mm.
what I mean? But
Mm.
hey, it's a sticky time, and what's a drag about it is the fact that our people, them are getting caught up in this BS, and it's now like the vaccine versus the non-vaccinated,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so when I go on, I'm off of social media, right? I don't like social media. If I didn't have to use social media, I wouldn't be on there. But it's
Mm.
like going on Facebook and these things is just a drag because I'm just seeing the back and forth, vaccine versus non-vaccinated. I'm just like, man, I'm over this crap. You know what I mean? I just want to make music
And so,
and
do
go
you
on the
think
stage
do
and
you think
perform.
you'll write some lyrics about vaccine versus non-vaccinated?
I haven't because I find that so cliche
Okay.
because like every other artist is doing it, and so I don't want to do it. Like, cause shout out to Lyrics Man, right? He's one of the artists them down here. We're brand ambassadors for this company called Elayne, a phone company. He's done a song about the vaccine, and he's also done another song about COVID. Then another artist did a song about Can't Wait Till We Outside. Then another artist did a song about Carnival to Blanca. Then you know what I mean? So it's like everybody's singing about COVID, you check, so or vaccine, and I'm really just sick of it on
Mm.
all points. So I can't bring myself to sing about it. I can't.
You
I
can't.
find I find other stuff to sing about.
All right. Okay. So you got to be
But I don't
inspired.
like I don't like I don't like fitting in. Two, I don't follow trends. We set them. And three, I'm not a gimmick artist. Cause enough artists are gimmick artists. If they don't have a gimmick behind them, nothing gonna pop off. And I don't like gimmicks. I find it corny. So these type of stuff I would stay away from. You check. Unless a reggae producer maybe send me some wicked roots reggae and it's something that gonna make me speak on a conscious side of it,
Mm-hmm.
then that would be something different.
And
You check.
so,
But to
sorry,
mhm.
just to interject because I don't want to run out of time. So, who would you like to send you a wicked reggae rhythm track?
I'd like to work with Zinc Fence.
Zinc Fence.
From Yeah, I would love to work with Zinc Fence, man.
Who's Zinc
I'm a big
Fence? I
fan.
don't know who Zinc Fence is.
Chronix Camp.
All right.
The man's
Okay.
produced for Chronix. They check. I want to work with them. And really and truly any of the greats them from Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica once before, well twice.
Mm.
Because I've written for Jackie O his last two albums. That was me. Um and so in doing that I got to link up with a couple of producers over there. So it'd be nice to like link up and do some more reggae with them. And I want to do more reggae. I want to do more reggae. I really love it.
You love reggae,
I really love it. Yeah.
and so
Hip hop hip hop is my favorite,
yeah. All
But
right. Yeah. Yeah.
hip
Yeah.
hop is my favorite. But
Yeah.
dancehall, reggae, that's my thing. You know what I mean? And over here in the islands, they love their soca. So I give them their soca. I'm not a soca artist. I'm just an artist.
Mm.
But I give them their soca. It's a part of our culture. It's like, so.
Well, I've got to say a thank you to Cobweb for introducing me to you. You know, you know,
Cobweb! That's my boy. We've been yeah, he's one of my day ones in this music thing.
well, I asked him who does he recommend that I speak to in Antigua. So I'm going to ask you the same thing. Who do you recommend that I speak to in Antigua as an artist?
Yo, there's so much of them. You're gonna be interviewing artists every day. I gotta send you a list
Please send me the
because
list.
I
Please
I
send me
can't
the
think of
list.
one to be honest. Like, cause I got a camp of artists too. Cause what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to help the other artists them get noticed here.
Mm.
Because where I'm from, they only push the elites only push like four artists, and these are the soca artists.
Mm.
So there's a lack of support for the other artists them, and so we only have soca monarch here. Competition. So there's a competition for soca, but there's no competition for reggae. There's no platforms for reggae dance, all the other thing them. So I started doing this thing called Jazzy Fridays, and every Friday I have different local artists come through and do their thing. Last Friday we had ladies edition, so we featured only females from female DJs and female artists that people never heard of, and it came out really good. So
Mm.
I have a set of artists them that I'm trying to build up. So I definitely suggest them man like J Abnormal, man like Nico. These some dancehall artists that I would definitely recommend. Jamal Gordon,
Mm-hmm.
Shane. You know, these are the ones I would recommend off the bat. And then you got Ricardo Drew, you got Claudette Peters. You got to interview Claudette Peters if you never have. That's our soca diva queen.
I would
She's
love
like the
to.
Destra of Antigua.
Okay,
Check.
well,
I could, easy thing. We make that happen.
thank you.
You know. Yeah, that is really it.
Sounds
That's
good.
really it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, look,
It is.
I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which there's probably about 20 tracks here that I've lined up for you, and I played quite a few of them at the beginning of the show. So I
Sweet.
want to give the next selection to you. All right. Name one of your tracks that you'd like me to play.
Well, right now I'm burning a spliff, So like I say, right now me under me Guinness and me Sensei. The marijuana, me burn it plenty. Hustle hard so me pocket never empty. Give thanks to blessings, it a shower, it a flow. The natty that keep firm when them want see me bended. So me say, red. Red, 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 red,
And
red, red,
I
red.
recognize the lyrics because I heard them this morning. You are definitely a cutie, and thank you so, so much. And bless your manager wife and your
Bless
son.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I got some dub plates for you, Elayne. Anything y'all need at that radio station, just let me know. I'm down, yeah? Dub
I'm
plates,
gonna
jingles, intros,
hold you to
whatever.
that. I'm gonna hold you to that. If you want to say hi to anyone, do that right now for me, please.
Man, just big up the whole of Antigua and Barbuda. I'm kind of for Barbuda. Big up the whole of the Caribbean massive, my Virgin Islands massive, VI up, 8 Town down, BVI massive, my Jamaican massive, my London massive. Big up the Trillery Banks from Leicester. She was just here in Antigua 2 weeks ago. We got a big tune coming out called Rude Boy Ting. Yeah, look out for the video. And big up the Island boys and the Island girls, the whole African diaspora, anywhere around the world. Big up all of my fans, them. Simple thing. Elayne, big up yourself. Enough love. This is drastic.com. People, you can check out my website. Follow me on Instagram at This Is Drastic. Facebook, Team Drastic. TikTok, Drastic268. I'm on my third account. TikTok keep banning me.